Hey, thanks for making it Veterans Info Tap. No. Combat Craig did not get better looking. Anyway, because the hat, right? Anyway, I've been out working this morning on the yard. I've been neglected way too long. The wife finally made me go do it. I'm probably about 20% of the way done and decided to take a break already. Any case, I was out there huffing and puffing, and it got me to thinking about dependency indemnity compensation. If we, as a veteran, were to pass away, there are certain benefits that your spouse, in some cases parents, and dependent children can receive dependency indemnity compensation. What is that? Well, let me tell you. It is a monthly payment, and the example that I'm going to give in this video is an amount of $3,388.03 per month. It also is positively affected by COLA. So when COLA happens and things go up, it will go up as well. Great benefit, and I will tell you that there has been many times that I have talked with folks that had no clue that this existed, and they could have gotten it for many years. Now, this dependency indemnity compensation is not income-based. It's not a need-based program. So it's really, really important that you understand that this thing exists and the workarounds. So please hit the thumbs up for me, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff, and we'll dive into it here and explain to you how it works. I'll give you kind of the rough overview, and then I'll read some stuff from the VA's website. Here's the bottom line. I'll give you kind of my version. So if you as a veteran were to pass away due to a service-connected condition, now here's the caveat. This one's really important. That's why I'm front-loading this for you, because some people drop off at 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. Listen. What the VA is looking for when they say that you passed away due to a service-connected condition is not that one thing is what killed you, okay? There's also a spot on the death certificate that allows for contributing causes to death. So I'll give you an example of a woman I know whose husband was a veteran and passed away, okay, Army vet. He had a heart attack, died. He was not service-connected for anything to do with his heart. The death certificate stated heart attack was the cause of death. Nothing else on the death certificate. She had originally tried to file that way, and the VA denied it because he had no service connections for his heart. However, upon reviewing his file, he had circulatory issues in his legs that he was service-connected for. We went back, had the death certificate amended, and had them add as a contributing cause these circulatory issues in his legs. So cause of death, heart attack, contributing cause, circulatory issue in his legs. Refiled for DIC, and bam, awarded, and she got her DIC with back pay. So super important to understand that nuance with this program. Now, there's two different ways. There might be others. There's two main ways that, and I'm just going to talk surviving spouse, although it could be for survivor parents as well as dependent children. So, but I'm just going to talk spouse language. So, if the veteran passed away of a service-connected condition, or a service-connected condition was a contributing cause on the death certificate, that's easy for DIC. Now, if a veteran is rated 100% for 10 years, 100% for 10 years, so the clock starts. This is important information. If you get rated 100%, make sure that you annotate that somewhere So you know that date. Now, I've done a couple of references to the file folder that I have with a bunch of partitions in it. And it's, this life insurance policy, this one, here's my Social Security information, here's the VA information, here's DIC, this is when I was 100%. And I just kind of put all that in there as a when I die folder. Here you go, right? The passwords to the Wizard of Oz curtains or whatever, right? So in any case, when you're 100% after 10 years, you can pass away of anything. It doesn't need to be from a service-connected condition. That's really important. You could walk out your door to check the mail and get hit by a bus. Had nothing to do with any service, unless you're blind or something, right? But stay with me. Wasn't due to any service-connected conditions, and the surviving spouse would qualify for DIC because of that 10-year provision. Now, the money aspect is different. For us, on the veteran side, it's kind of easy. That it's this much per 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and so on percent. And then if I have a spouse, I get a little bit extra. And if I have children, I get a little bit extra until they jump out of school, and then it drops back down. So with that, I'll give the example here in a minute. So let me read through this real quick for you and give you some of the highlights. So it says here, if you're the surviving spouse, child, or parent of a service member who died in the line of duty, or the survivor of a veteran who died from a service-related injury or illness, you may be able to get a tax-free monetary benefit called VA Dependency and Indemnity Compensation, VA DIC. Find out if you can get this benefit for compensation. And then, as a side note, anybody who passed away due to a newly listed presumptive condition, right, or any presumptive condition for that matter, you may have a Vietnam vet, for example, who had some sort of cancer that was on the presumptive list, never did anything with the VA, said, forget the VA, forget the government, I don't need anything, and went on with life, then passes away from a service-connected presumptive condition, whatever cancer, and the spouse is now eligible for DIC. Same thing with like Gulf War stuff. So another kind of important caveat. So let's read into the eligibility. You may be eligible for VA benefits or compensation if you meet these requirements. One of these must be true. You lived with the veteran or service member without a break until their death. Or if you separated, you weren't at fault for the separation. And one of these must be true. You married the veteran or service member within 15 years of their discharge from the period of military service which the qualifying illness or injury started or got worse. Now, that sounds confusing because sometimes people will have different breaks and periods of time in service, and they'll have some service-connected conditions from this period of time and some from this period of time. So that's what they're talking about there. I'll cut and paste this, put it in the description for you. You were married to the veteran or service member for at least 1 year, or you had a child with the veteran or service member. Remember, it's just one of those has to be true. You remarried on or after December 16th, 2003, and you were 57 years of age or older at the time you remarried. You remarried on or after January 5th, 2021, and you were 55 years of age or older at the time you remarried. So in other words, if you're younger, nowadays, okay, so starting now because of the 2021 rule, if you are younger than 55 and you get married, you don't get DIC. If you wait until you are 55 years or older and then you remarry, then you're eligible to still receive the DIC. So, I'm going to skip over some of this stuff. Here's if the veteran's eligibility was due to a rating of total disabling, which is the 100% that I was talking about. And again, it just states totally disabling, which means 100%. It doesn't say permanent, it just says total. They must have this rating for at least 10 years before their death, or since the release of their active duty and for at least 5 years immediately before their death, or for at least 1 year before their death if they're a former prisoner of war who died after September 30th, 1999. And as far as the example that I'm going to give you real quick, a dollar amount, you get different amounts of pay for different things. And I've done videos on this before, so I'm not going to dive into it. I'm just going to give you the dollar amounts and the reason why. So here's the example. The total payment for the first 2 years, because part of it drops off after 2 years, is the flat payment of $1,562.74. Then first child under 18 is an additional $387.15. A second child under 18 is an additional $387.15. There's something called an 8-year provision, and I'm not going to go into all of this stuff. I'm just giving you the numbers. 8-year provision, which is another $331.84. Aid in attendance is $387.15. And then a transitional benefit for the first 2 years after the veteran's death of $332, bringing the total to $3,388.03 per month. And again, that's tax-free. The $332 would then drop off after the first 2 years, and then as the children become, 18, then those figures start to drop off as well. So just wanted to bring you up to date as I was out there huffing and puffing and thinking I was going to keel over and my wife have to go grab that binder. Thought I'd share that with you and have a reason to take a break. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you, and remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.